Go ahead and do it. Excellent. Well, thanks everybody, and yeah, I appreciate the patience here as we get getting close to 100 folks here in the room. And if you're here for some highlights post JPM 21 here for Israeli early stage startups, you're in the right space. The meeting will be recorded, and let's get it kicked off. I'll give us a quick overview of the run through the agenda for today. And it should take about an hour. We won't cut you off right at the end. There will actually be some breakouts for networking at the end, so we'll let you keep chatting a little bit. But I'll get to start off a little overview of our office. Pass to Jonathan and Mark actually from UCSF Health Hub, give an overview of them, and we'll get right into the pitches. It's going to be quick, 3 minutes each company, and have some questions afterwards. So, without further ado, we'll get it started here. We are the economic mission to the West Coast. You can see one of the trade offices, 45 trade offices around the world for Israel. You can see here the 4 in the US and our fearless leaders, each of the diplomats leading the office, friendly folks. My boss there on the far left in San Francisco, California. So we're covering all stages and sizes of companies and all industry verticals, from automotive to cybersecurity, fintech. And myself covering most of the healthcare companies. So I guess we work in a few main ways. We work one-on-one with Israeli companies and kind of help them approach the US market. They're looking for investment, partnerships, places to do pilot programs, etc. And we work with the US side. So if you represent an organization in the healthcare in the US, or a tech company get into healthcare, VC investing in healthcare, feel free to reach out and we can help source and scout innovation for you in Israel. And yeah, besides for one-on-one kind of assistance in each direction, we love to put on events. So used to be in person, not so much now, but virtual like this as best we can to connect folks. So look forward to chatting more, and I'll pass now to let Jonathan or Mark actually, if you want to give an overview of UCSF here.
Definitely, Mark, I'll let you kick off the intro. If not, I'll jump in. So UCSF is go ahead, Mark.
No, it's all good. Jonathan, why don't you go and I'll just jump in after you.
Absolutely. So UCSF is a nonprofit aimed at helping qualified startups, companies, as well as investors. So we think about us as a collaboration technique where we can work together and really build out an ecosystem for investment opportunities for these groups, also education as well. So you come in and sign up for a great tool that we have on our website today at UCSFHealthHub.com. And if you are a startup or an investor, you can sign up and we will connect you with other like-minded people for mentorship, investment, and or just growing your company with education, materials, marketing, and other sources. We also have a really amazing webinar tool that allows us to basically scour the web for the most popular digital health webinars every single month. This is unique because it's curated. We don't just post anything. So if you're looking for high quality and more importantly, free webinars, you can go there and just access that on a weekly basis and see all the new and up and coming webinars to join. Go ahead and flip the slide to next slide. I'll do a quick intro of myself. I'm a founder of myself. I'm helping as a strategic advisor for UCSF Health Hub. My background is in digital health, product, and marketing. So if you need any help and you're a startup or anything for that matter, just give me a call and or email Jonathan@UCSFHealthHub.com. I'd be happy to provide free advice. I love offering my assistance to anybody that needs it. Next slide is for Mark. Go ahead and do a quick intro.
Hey guys, I know a number of you. Welcome to 2021. I'm really excited about kicking off some of our programming for this year. I'm the chairman of UCSF Health Hub. We're a nonprofit, as Jonathan had mentioned. My day job is I'm also a venture capitalist, and I love investing in a lot of the companies. I've invested in a number of Israeli companies. The group, this is our third time that we've been working with Zan and the team from Israel, and we try to find the best of Israel. And I've seen some of these companies. These are some really great companies, and I think this is going to be a great eye opener. And again, welcome to 2021. And Zan, I'm turning it over to you.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Yeah, real pleasure to have Mark and the UCSF team and Jonathan help organize this. It's great whenever we put on an event together. So without further ado, I'll give the world's most brief intro here, overview of Israel for you, just 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll kick it off for the startup pitches. But just, yeah, just for context, why, why we're here taking advice of some sort or another, why we're looking at Israel, So, well, first of all, I mean, it's a massive digital health hub, right? Kind of second largest outside of the US. Works a little bit differently. You've got kind of primarily entirely composed of 4 HMOs that service the whole population. And everybody's covered. It's got kind of a basic basket of services for all citizens. And I guess the records are also shared between everybody. So you've got over 25 years, it's almost 30 of digitized records that you can go back and see. And this is shared among the the member hospitals of each of the 4 HMOs, government hospitals. Makes for a smooth operation, and I think in many ways you see Israel in the headlines not just for startup acquisitions, but with vaccine rollout and other things where Israel is really setting the pace. And I think with also regards to all of these member hospitals is that they have some pretty incredible innovation hubs and innovation centers. And so look at this, 23 hubs of innovation, right? These are really specialized ways to work with the startup population in Israel, get them kind of opportunities for pilot programs and involvement with the hospitals. And then to the bottom left there for multinationals. I mean, you have these the GE, Roche, J&J level companies that have big presence in Israel and have their own innovation centers. And so it's a really great mix to get the ecosystem off the ground. You see the investor numbers there, and even to the government involvement, right? So incubators, for incubators, it's a non-arbitrary distinction between the accelerators is these incubators have a government-backed influence through the Israel Innovation Authority. So it'd be like eHealth Ventures, Sonara Ventures, and really help to bring up companies there. And yeah, it's just digital health is a big priority of the government, right? So that about 2018 they put 1 billion shekels into the National Digital Plan here for health, and right, so around 300 million USD. So let's see where this gets us here to, yeah, more than 500 innovative companies here in Israel for digital health. So no one infographic is going to show them all here. It's a brief snapshot, but I think also interesting to look at and tempting for me to be scrolling through around here is a similar infographic to this one, just with companies focusing on COVID, right? So you've got over 100 companies just for prevention and protection, over 100 Israeli companies focused on COVID. Then you've got remote patient monitoring, maybe around 60. You've got a dozen targeting mental health and social support. And so yeah, feel free to contact me afterwards if you want to take a look at any more ecosystem maps of around COVID, around total digital health, really anything. Yeah, and leading up to the companies, we try to work with them all. There's far too many to touch in a month or a year, but here's a brief look at the folks that are working with us this month in what used to be JPM event or JPM week, and really is kind of JPM month here with a variety of virtual events. And so yeah, you'll get to meet a few of these folks on the call today. Early stage, focus on kind of seed series A early stage for today. But I would be remiss if I didn't try to seed your mind here with the possibilities of where this is going to go. And for each of these companies, we'll see. And if you can take a look on the right at the kind of 5 of many success stories that come out of Israel here. I mean, names like Zebra that you see pretty heavy in the news, or acquisitions like DV Motion for over 200 million. This is the caliber of work coming out of Israel, and so yeah, we're hoping to let you have an early look here at the folks on this call. And really, without further ado, I think we can start to kick it off here. Let me grab. Let's see. And we'll start with. Let's see. Aran from Vika, if you're on, maybe we'll start with you. I'll take off the screen share here and see if. All right, unmuting Aran right here, and we'll have him come up for a quick pitch. Aran, if you're ready.
Okay. Did you release the screen share?
Excellent. Let's see. Jonathan, do you have that on your side to get him the screen share?
Yes, let me go get that set up for you.
Perfect.
Okay, you're all set.
All right, let us know, Ron. I'll let you know when I see the screen pop up for you, but you can share the deck from your end.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Perfect.
We can.
Okay, well, thanks for inviting us for this speed dating session. I actually live down the street from UCSF, so it's a delight to present here, even if I can't really walk down there anymore, but hopefully soon. So,
And just to let you know, Ron, if you want your video on, we can't see you at the moment, but feel free to take it how you like.
okay, see me now? Hello?
We can.
Perfect. Yep, all good.
Okay, well, I'm not the interesting part, it's the slides. So Vika is a telemedicine company, and what we're offering is the nexus of remote patient monitoring and medication adherence. And this is a key for us because what we believe that if you offer one without the other, it's akin to being half pregnant. And you've got to have them together to create that positive feedback loop so that we can maintain a good health of the patients. And as you can see from the bottom, we have quite a few very esteemed institutions that agree with us and collaborate with us. So how does it work? What we offer is three different components. We offer a selection of medication adherence solutions that vary depending on what kind of regimen you're on. And we offer also a vital sign monitoring device, which is a very small home device that is connected to Bluetooth from one end and 4G on the other. And all that is connected to our secure site. Notice what is missing. We are not an app company. We don't believe that patients need to operate an app just to make sure that they track their health. We're trying to make something that is extremely simple, streamlined, that it also applies for, like, for example, the elder community who may not necessarily want to have an app. So how does it work? All our devices, whether it's vital monitoring or medication adherence, are connected, as I mentioned, seamlessly to the Medi RPM, which in return is connected seamlessly to our cloud. That information is disseminated to whether it's electronic medical records or remote patient monitoring centers. And if need be, there is an escalation path to the providers. Now, the reason why all this is very exciting, especially post-COVID, is that the insurance companies at last woke up and realized that virtual medicine is important and reimbursable. Just to quantify it, what that means is that an average patient that is prescribed with a Vika medication can be worth for the physician up to $200 a month, or an average $160 per month per patient, which is equal to $2,000 per patient. And now you know why we feel that the Vika opportunity is immense. So we support many devices, but more important than that, we target many different markets, whether you're a hospital providing transitional care, a pharmaceutical trying to maintain your customer, or even a CRO that is trying to democratize clinical trials by offering more heterogeneous group of subjects because it's now virtual and easy access. We have a very senior and experienced group of management, which I'm happy to share with you once if you're interested. And the reason why we're excited is we just started our licensing, and we signed 3 strategic partners in the US, which are guaranteed, as much as guaranteed can be guaranteed anymore, $3 million in revenue this year. And with the help of the funding, we think we can triple that amount. In terms of funding, we already completed our seed round, and currently we're looking at an A round of $9 million, 1.5 already committed. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Aaron, for the amazing presentation. I have just a couple questions for you. I'm assuming the CPT code currently is active. meaning
Yeah,
it's reimbursable today?
it's a bunch of CPT codes, which I'm happy to share with you later on. But basically, yeah, they're all active, and it's $160 on average in the US. There's tons of them, and all have been tried and tested.
That's wonderful. So one of my other questions, I have one more for you. Over the next 6 months or so, what are your plans other than just fundraising? What's the target as far as the product or licensing that you're looking to achieve?
Yeah.
Is there a major partner that you'd like to talk to that maybe we might know as investors and partners of yours to help you achieve? Is there somebody on your mind that we can make the introduction to?
Yeah, we're the fundraising is the fun part, but what we're really planning now is the launch of our system to the different industries. And as I mentioned, we already have 3 strategic partners in different regions here. Basically, what we're looking at is companies that believe in digital medicine. We're talking to CROs that are targeting the under population that usually never does clinical trials. We're talking to hospitals that are trying to cut down the number of beds by sending patients early, but they need the vital monitoring and medication adherence. And we're also targeting home cares, which need more than ever virtual monitoring.
Wonderful, thank you. Anybody other questions from our panel? Mind you, we will be opening up the breakout rooms after all the startups. So if you are part of the attendees list, you can join the specific room and talk to each of these amazing startups personally.
Hey, Jonathan, it's
Great.
Mark here. I want to just ask, what is the product? What are you different? How are you different? And what exactly is the product? I get where you're at. I get the importance of this, and I'm super excited that you've got this traction. Tell me about why you're different.
I think we're different because we took a very different approach to the companies that offer medication adherence and a different approach to the companies that offer telemedicine by the mere fact that we combined the 2 of them together into a single, very seamless workflow. So our differentiation is that we believe that you can't have one without the other. And all our systems, whether it's adherence or monitoring, is connected to a single solution, and therefore you don't have to run it in parallel. And that's a big difference because we found out that using that approach, we can increase the adherence from 50, 60% all the way to 80, 90%. And at the same time, we can also provide a lot of data to the patient and to the physician in terms of their vitals. So the combination, I think, of the 2 is the key element here.
Okay. Let's move on to the next.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Aran. All right. Well, let's see here. Aviel from iMedis.
Hi, everybody. Let me share screen.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so hi, everybody. I'm Aviel Brunfeld, the CEO and co-founder of iMedis, and I'm very glad to be here with you today. And we all know that AI technology is being used today as a safeguard in every aspect of our lives, starting from autocorrection whenever we type a text message, all the way to sophisticated fraud detection for every financial transaction. But for medicine, despite the astonishing rate of deaths due to diagnostic errors, there are very few such use cases of technology for preventing these errors. And it is specifically relevant to radiology, which suffers from a steady rate of errors in diagnosis for decades. The radiology workflow is composed of several steps, and the transition between those encompass various critical failure points. As this entire workflow is today completely digitized, all these failure points are quality improvement opportunities using iMedis technology. We are presenting you today, We're presenting to you today our quality management platform for radiology, which combines image analysis and text analysis and offers, for the management level, BI dashboard to track trends in various performance metrics, aggregation of all the detected failures to be used for peer review and peer learning, and also real-time notifications directly to the relevant stakeholder whenever an error is being detected. Our first offering touches the most impactful opportunity in radiology, which is misdiagnosis. We are focused on actionable early stage findings related to cancer and cardiovascular diseases, which are missed in at least 6% of CT scans of the chest and the abdomen. DualiQ, our solution, has two layers of technology. The first is using AI to detect significant and actionable findings visible in CT images. And the second is using natural language processing to interpret the finalized radiology report. Correlating between those allows the surfacing of overlooked findings. In a recent clinical trial using DualiQ on 5,000 CT studies we held at UC San Diego, we have proven to increase detection rate by 13%, while avoiding alert fatigue from unneeded alerts in 1,600 of the cases. We offer a value proposition to the whole healthcare chain, starting from the patient with improved outcomes, all the way to the large health system by reducing their treatment expenditure. We offer annual subscription model to hospitals and imaging centers, offering a return on investment of at least $2 million from downstream revenue resulting from the follow-up care each year for a mid-sized hospital. In addition to myself, in the leading team, we have Mr. Itzi Pfeffer as the CTO and co-founder with years of AI development, Dr. Jonathan.govette, our practicing radiologist, as our chief medical officer, and Mr. Asaf Banea as our chairman. And we are also very fortunate to have in our advisory board some of the most experienced radiology professionals from the US, UK, and Israel. We are now raising our A round in 2 tranches. The first tranche is of $2 million in safe notes, and by the end of the year, additional $4 to $6 million will be raised and used to take us to profit by mid-2023. We bring a strong and cohesive team, a growing pipeline of collaborations in pilots. We are backed by a leading digital health VC, and we are exactly at the deflection point for using digital health for promoting quality-based healthcare. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aviel. I have a couple questions for you, and then I'll let the other panelists jump in as well.
Sure.
Quick question on the service lines currently radiology. Do you see this available for other service lines in the future?
I definitely think so, but for radiology, there is a huge opportunity just because, as I mentioned, it is completely digitized and all the IT systems are quite standard. The transition of data is standard, so it's easy to tap in with AI and to offer such a quality management platform. For other specialties, there are still a lot of manual processes that it's harder to capture.
So that's a good point. So on the data side, how does integration look currently? How has that functioned, and what type of alerting systems do you have built currently, and how is that integrated with Epic or Cerner or other EMR systems?
So we thought about it just from the beginning. We know radiologists for a long time, and we managed to build a system which simply integrates into any vendor of either the PACS or the RIS system. We're actually a listener to those systems, asking them to just auto route every messages to go to our servers hosted in the cloud. And for the real-time notifications, we just install a small widget on the workstation of each and every radiologist. And by that, we are able to find them and alert them directly.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Hey, Aviel, I just want to jump. How big a problem is this, and what technology, system, or people are you replacing? These are the big questions that I find myself asking all the digital health companies.
Great. So we are actually not replacing anything automatic. At the moment, there are a lot of initiatives in order to start quality management and quality assurance in radiology, but most of it's quite primitive. What they are usually doing is what is called a peer review. They are randomly selecting 5% of all imaging studies, send them to a second read. It's not even a second read, just ranking the preliminary reading. And we couldn't find a single radiologist out of hundreds we interviewed that had something good to say about this process. So we are entering a bit of a void, but there are a lot of demand. In terms of how big is this program, it's huge. I present in the one of the first slides. It is estimated about 40 billion per year US dollars is being wasted due to diagnostic errors in radiology.
Okay.
Great. I think we're ready for the next company.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, let's see. Rafi from EchoCare, if you're ready to go, we can do it.
Yes. Can you hear me well?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So hello, everybody. My name is Rafi Zak. I am co-founder and CEO of EchoCare Technology. EchoCare is focused on elderly care at home. So as we all know, most of the seniors would like to live independently at their homes, but this creates a big challenge for the healthcare system as it requires to continuously monitor them. There are various elderly care technologies on market. Most of them are wearable devices. Others are camera-based solutions. However, when it comes to the home environment, seniors are not really committed to wear a device for 24/7 and don't like to compromise their privacy with cameras. So it's a big challenge, but EchoCare solved that. EchoCare developed a non-wearable and non-privacy invasive home monitoring system that automatically detects and alerts emergencies, abnormal situations, as well as indicating on a potential health deterioration. So this is our device. I hope you can see it because I don't have it in front of my screen. And it's installed on the apartment ceiling. Single device can cover a nominal senior apartment even through the wall. So how does it work? Our patented technology is based on a unique radar followed by AI engine and machine learning. It continuously monitors 4 body indicators: the person location, posture, means standing, sitting, lying on the floor, motion, the motion profile, like walking, static, falling down, and respiration. We call it a human state. The AI engine determines whether there is any emergency situation or other long-term health deterioration according to the human state stream. So the ecosystem has 3 levels of report: emergency, such as acute fall, respiratory distress, abnormal situations, and indication on a potential health deterioration by monitoring the person activity of daily living. In our case, the person physical activity, home usage, and gait, means the walking profile. The ecosystem is evolving solution. The installed device is connected to the EchoCare cloud that supports caregiver dashboard, connectivity to third-party nursing call system or EHR, and enabling remote system upgrade and new services. So this is our dashboard and can be accessed for any connected device. Our current customers are B2B, such as senior living facilities, remote home care operators, mainly in Japan and Australia. And our go-to-market is either through the local partners, distributors, and direct access to customers. The business model is based on selling the Echo device and recurrent revenues from the monthly service fees. So to summarize, EchoCare has disruptive, unique, and patented technology with proven product that has been intensively tested in Japan and Australia. And we started selling the devices for beta trials and initial deployment and plan to ramp up the mass production in Q2 this year. So we would like to raise $5 million to expand our business development in the US, to expedite the mass production, and of course, to keep developing new system capabilities. Last but not the least, EchoCare team has a vast business and technology background of more than 150 accumulated years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very nice. I have a question about, and this is probably a common question you get a lot. When you're a hybrid company where you're software and a device company.
I will stop sharing so I can see it as well.
No problem. Since you're a hybrid company, software and a device company, the hardest part I would feel is keeping your margins high enough to be able to produce units and have enough inventory. So if you do start to scale fast enough, you're actually profitable. How are you able to do that currently? Do you have a how many units are you producing currently to get the best price in that sense? Not the actual number, but how are your plans to do that? Which companies do you partner with to produce these units?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Our device from day one was designed to be in the consumer market. So of course, this is a big challenge. I'm coming personally, my co-founder, Dr. Yossi Kaufman, we both coming from a consumer market, more than 30 years, each one of us. And it's very important to design from day one the technology, the system architecture, the components, in a way that you will be able to converge to the reasonable ASP, average selling price, once you get to volume. So it's very highly important to preserve a gross margin, because we are talking about hardware, but it's not only hardware, as we discussed, it's only service, but hardware is highly important for penetration, of course, and then it's stickiness. So we designed that to preserve, to be able to get to the
I already did it once. Do I do it again?
Sorry, to get to the right pricing ballpark according to a proper design of a hardware platform, I would say. Wonderful. So I hope it answers your question. So today Absolutely. We are almost getting to 45 to 50% gross margin.
Perfect. Thank you.
Rafi, if I can have a quick question.
Yes.
What about the certification?
Okay. So since we are talking about radio technology, we should really be certified by each region. So our device already been certified in the worst strict region, which is Japan. Our device is certified in Japan and already fulfill the requirements of FCC. We are using ultra-wideband technology. My background, we took a major part of regulating or defining the regulation in FCC 20 years ago, and in ETSI and TELEC in Japan. So as a bottom line, we support FCC, Japan, and Australia, which following FCC as well. If you ask about FDA, we are not following FDA approval. We don't need. However, I would say that since COVID, we were being approached by medical centers in Israel, and we have planned to regulate, to get FDA approval for respiration monitoring. For the wellness, for safety, it's not required. But for future, we will use it and it will be FDA regulated. I hope it answers your question.
And CE certification?
And of course, we also safety and yes, EMC, everything is certified. We are in process, frankly saying, but we are fulfilling the safety and DC.
I have one last. Hey John, I got one last question. So how much does let's say I'm running a elder care facility. How much I want to outfit my facility? How much is this going to cost me? Tell me what it's going to cost, and on a either upfront basis or on a per month basis.
So it's one-time fee for the hardware. Let's say it's really require per the quantities. So today we are a bit above average, but we are.
Can you give me a number? Hey, Rafi, I need a number.
$500 for the unit, and then it scales of $10 to $20 for the service.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you guys.
Perfect. That's why we bring Mark over here for the hard-hitting questions. Give me the number. All right, let's get Yishai. That's right, Yishai from Help Around. If you are there, we're second to last with Yishai, and we'll finish up with Z from Montfort.
Yep, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
All right, perfect. So okay, sharing my screen.
All right, there we go.
All right, perfect.
All right, Help Around. We're here to talk about the category called Specialty RX, Specialty Prescriptions, which is really reaching the inflection point. It's it's getting to be around 50% of all drug spend. At HelpAround, we are focused on this category. It's a very small prescription volume, only 2.2%. But so as a result, every patient is worth $53,000 to the drug manufacturer per year. And you can see how it's growing compared to traditional spend as part of the overall drug spending. So we're talking about north of $200 billion drug spend a year. The problem is that therapy onboarding is broken. So when a patient is kind of waiting for the prescription and pharma is preparing its patient services, there's a really fragmented patient support session. So set up so the patient basically has to interact with multiple vendors around affordability, around the prior authorization, hub, pharmacy, etc. So the second that the drug launches and the patient gets a prescription, the chaos begins. And you have 84% of patients who never use pharma patient services. 84%. This number is up from 81% 5 years ago. No surprise, between 20 and 50% of patients drop off in the first 3 months, which amounts to about $60 billion every year that the pharmaceutical company loses in drug revenue. So what we do, we provide a patient onboarding network. We basically provide connectivity to all the different stakeholders so that the patient gets one flow, one experience connecting all the different parts of the specialty journey to drive them up to therapy. We have demonstrated that our onboarding with HelpAround started with a baseline of 53% retention after 90 days, and with HelpAround, it was 81% after 90 days. And there was a 10x increase in case management utilization. So this manufacturer basically got a 50% lift in success of therapy onboarding using HelpAround. That connectivity allows us to drive the right message in the right time to patients, the right resources across shipping status, prior authorization, copay enrollment, copay status, case manager chat, etc., to make sure that the patient gets it in time. Year-over-year traction, in 8 months, we increased our number of accounts 7-fold. Our ARR went up 10x, and we are at LTV to CAC ratio of 2.6, including accounts like AstraZeneca, Sanofi, and others. Our team, we have a deep specialty RX bench. We understand the specialty space really well. We are backed by IQVIA and Connective RX, as well as Wyndham Venture Partners, Vodia, and Zora. And the team comes from the world of technology and specialty RX, including Diplomat, Specialty Pharmacy, Novartis. I was the head of mobile at the company that invented the first connected glucose monitor. And we have a strong muscle coming from Exolate and Nielsen acquisition in the space of behavioral targeting to deliver the right program to patients at the right time. We have raised so far $4.5 million, and we are now raising a $10 million round. Happy to have a conversation.
Thank you so much. A reminder for those who just entered, we are having breakout rooms with all the startups. If you have specific questions, hold those till the end and actually join the groups that you want to talk to. My one question for you is, how do you currently find your customers? How do you sell to them? Or what's your method? It seems to be working today.
Yeah, it's mainly inbound as well as through channel partners. So because of our connectivity play, we partner with a lot of the ecosystem players who benefit from working with us. I would say about 50% of our pipeline comes from channel partners.
That's great. Thank you.
I got a question. So big pharma. So big pharma doesn't do this well. Obviously, they're looking to a company like yours to to really increase the adherence of their product. Is your going forward? Do you see do you see working with AstraZeneca more closely, with Merck more closely, wrapping around specific scripts? Tell me how this is all working.
Every drug is a program. We contract per drug. Onboarding is very cumbersome and is very fragmented. That fragmentation is structural, so it's not going to change. Our growth is on the number of drugs and a number of patients per drug, and so So that's our partnership with them. And of course, we sell drug one after the other.
Great. So it's a script around every program. Everything is bespoke, but that way it's going to, you're working with the product managers at the drug companies so that, you know, it's being done right.
That's right. Today, the patient support program they put out there are just not utilized because
Right.
it's disconnected. So that's the opportunity here.
Love it. Awesome.
Great, thank you.
All right, unless we got anything else, we'll hit the grand finale here. We got Zeev from Montfort. If you're on, Zeev, welcome to the stage.
I am.
All right, 3 minutes to finish it up for folks here, and we'll have the Zoom rooms open afterwards for, you know, 20, 25 minutes for you.
Please let me know that you can see my slide.
All right, see the slides, yep. Just in a regular and now presentation mode. Ready for it.
Cool. So thank you everybody for joining. My name is Zeev. I'm the CEO of Montfort. I'm an electrical engineer and I have a PhD in brain science. And what Montfort is doing is addressing the following problem. There are about 1 billion people who suffer from neurological conditions. Their diagnostics and treatment is based upon short and in-clinical visits. This is limiting the quality of care, increasing treatment costs, and we're here.
Oh, audio's breaking a little bit up for me.
Why don't you turn off your video and just screen share? Oops.
Reception's low in the virtual library there. All right, Zeev, if you can hear us, do anything you can to salvage the internet.
Yeah, it's definitely on his end. All right, well, I think I'm going to go back to him, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our last presentation. We'll give him about 20 seconds or so. If not, I'll go ahead and open up the rooms for everybody to join. Hopefully he'll have his internet back on if you guys have specific questions about what he is doing. So I'll go ahead and give him about 10 seconds and I'll go ahead and open the rooms right now. Okay, so you should be able to see the breakout rooms now. Go ahead and join the ones. We'll probably keep it open about 25, maybe 30 minutes. So you should have time to go to multiple rooms and ask your specific questions.
Hey, Jonathan, since this is the last time we're together, I just wanted to highlight that we went through about 50 companies and we ended up with these 5 or 6. So there was quite a bit of a curation process. These were companies that we felt were really, you know, in market, really at the cusp. And, you know, if you look at 2021, have the potential of making a huge difference. And that's what I guess you've seen in these 4.5 companies. It's important, I thought, that we share that.
Absolutely. Thanks for the recap on that. Great, you guys. Thank you again. Feel free to join again. They're all open. If the startups can join the respective rooms and we can go ahead and get started. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Feel free to reach out to us afterwards for any individual connections. Glad to make any email intros to the folks. If you didn't get a chance to get your questions answered in the Q&A rooms here, feel free to shoot an email out.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Zan.
You know it. All right, I'm off to check out the breakout room. See you all in there.
Same.
Thank you.